everyone, and welcome. It's Shanna. Now I've got this Sweet and Spooky stamp set from Kraftin Kimmie's, and it is just so cute. And I want to actually stamp out all of the elements, and I'm going to do my little cheat sheet, my little cheat trick here that I do. And I just basically put some tape on the stamp, and then I'll pick it up with my Misty door and just stamp everything all at once. Instead of pulling them all off, putting them all back on, I'll just do it this way. And I'm going to need to use 2 pieces of tape because they're brand new and they're a little bit sticky. So I'll put a tape on each end of it and then just grab it with my Misty door and get them all stamped out together. So just press down and we've got them all on there. I can just very quickly stamp all of the stamps at once. I can clean them all off at once, pull them off, and then just slap that backer sheet on there. And it's just a lot quicker. It's a hack I do when I'm in a hurry. And so I'm just going to do it this way. And so we'll ink them up, and they're brand new. I haven't used them before, and I didn't spend a lot of time kind of conditioning them. So I will stamp it several times to get a real good press on it. And we'll see how this goes. So we're going to ink it up again, and we will stamp it again, and then we'll just get to building our card. So I'm excited to begin making some Halloween cards. I was excited to get this set, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun to work with. I've got another set that's really cute that I want to work with as well. So just inking it up again. I'm just using Memento black ink because I am going to bring in my alcohol markers and do some coloring on this. And we will speed up the coloring because it will take a good bit of time to get the coloring done. And so I'm just giving each image a press that needs to be pressed and making sure I got a real good inking of everything. And I'll just pull that sheet off and we're ready to go. I did stamp those little head pieces that you can put on the ghost, realizing that I'm not going to be able to use them, but that's okay. I can stamp them together at another time when I'm going to stamp it on a panel and just not fussy cut. So I'm just going to lay this back down on there, and you can see how quickly I can put those away. And so now we're ready to just select some markers and to do some coloring. So I'm just going to grab some markers and we'll speed this up and we'll do some coloring. Okay, so I'm just finishing up the fussy cutting real quick here, and then we'll get to working on our card. So I have found that it doesn't matter if I use large scissors, small scissors, or giant scissors. The fussy cutting is all the same to me, so it doesn't bother me. I'll just grab whichever ones are handiest and just get them fussy cut out. Now the house I did cut in a little bit tighter, and then these other ones I'm kind of putting an edge around, but I'll color them up and you won't see the white because I don't really like to see the white sticking out behind there. So we'll just finish that up and get this cinnamon cut out here, and then we'll start assembling our card. So I've got everything together here, and I've chosen some scraps from my scrap bin. I am trying to bust up these scraps. I'm telling you, for the last week or so, I've been just grabbing from that scrap bin and using scraps. Now this orange panel here, I took a brick embossing folder and embossed it. I just thought it would be kind of fitting for a Halloween card with a haunted house on it. So, and then I'm just going to take this black strip, and this was the size that was in my scrap basket, and I just laid it on there just as is. And I'm just going to grab my little stamped images and figure out how I want to position them on this card base and my little sentiment, and I think this is how I'm going to do it. I've got an extra strip there that I intended to put on the inside of the card, but I think I forget to do it. So it was just another little scrap, but I can add that later. And then I'm just going to trim this cinnamon up. It kind of had like a hard point on it, and I just wanted to round that off. And I'm going to grab it with my tweezers so I can get it placed down on there and just push down. And then I'm going to bring in some foam tape, and I'm going to pop up my little flying ghost there. And we'll get it popped up and laid down. And then I'm going to do the same thing with my little pumpkin my little ghost coming out of the pumpkin. And we'll get these backer strips off of this, trim this foam tape down, and we'll get it laid down on this card base. And this will finish off the first card pretty much. I'm going to bring in some embellishments as well. So we'll get that little flying ghost laid down, and those are really cute. I just used some gray, just a gray marker to create some shading on the ghost, and then just a little peachy pink marker for the cheeks, and that was pretty much it, coloring on the ghost. And we'll get our pumpkin and ghost laid down here in this corner, and then we'll bring in some embellishments, and I think it'll finish off this card nicely. I've got just it's packaging, and I've just thrown all of my little enamel dots in there, and I've got them actually on my pegboard, and I just grab them whenever I need them and just get whatever color and enamel dot I need to lay down on there, and I put orange on there. So let's get working on the second card. It's going to be a top folding landscape card, and I needed to do that so that I could fit all of these other elements on there. And so I've just got this other piece of scrap. It's almost like a burnt orange or a reddish orange panel, and then I had this scrap from last fall that I picked up at Hobby Lobby, and I just thought it would look nice layered on here. And then I'm going to bring in this brown scrap panel and get it laid down on here, and then we will have a place for our stamped elements. And I had a little bit crooked, so I just lifted it up and straightened it out. Now I matched this brown panel up to my marker swatches, and just grabbed a brown marker that matched that back panel very nicely, and I'm just going to color the edges of these images so that I won't have that white border around there, and then they'll just kind of fade into the background of the panel and kind of create like a little shadow around the whole element. And I'm doing it with the ghost, even the white around the ghost head, and I'm going to fill this one in as well, and fill in around the bat as well. And then I'm also going to trim out my cinnamon. Now, when I cut the cinnamon away from the stamped images, this was the shape that it was in. And I was looking at it as I threw it aside, and I thought, that's kind of a neat little angular shape for the cinnamon. So I actually left it the way that I just cut it away from those images, and then just traced it out, and I thought it was kind of fun. Kind of a different looking cinnamon, and I think it looks very Halloween-y. So I'm going to get my images organized here, and we'll get them laid down, and we'll glue some of them down and pop some of them up, and we'll add some embellishments to it, and that will pretty much finish off this card. So I hope you like this Sweet and Spooky stamp set, and if you're interested, I've got all the materials linked in the description box below with a link to Kraftin Kimmie's shop, and you can check them out and shop at your leisure. And I think you'll really enjoy them. They do stamp very nicely, and there's lots of great stamps to choose from on her site, so check her out. If you like this video, please remember to give it a like, and if you haven't subscribed, I would love to have you as a subscriber. And if you're interested in channel membership, you can check that out on my membership tab as well. So now I'm just going to bring in some golden enamel dots and get them laid down on there. I thought with the bale of hay that the one ghost is sitting on and the background paper that some golden embellishments would be fitting for this. So I'm just going to lay several of them down there, and this will finish up our card and pull everything together. And I appreciate your time and watching, and if you've stayed to the end, leave me a little pumpkin in the comments. Thanks, and have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.